I can remember receiving my first ever paycheck. I was super excited to get it, and it was back before it was all sent electronically, so I was called to the cash office of the supermarket where I was handed an envelope with actual cash in it. I still remember the feel of that windowless, tiny, locked office and the smell of the envelope in my hand. There was no greater feeling. I'm pretty sure I blew most of it on unnecessary stuff, but why not? It was my first one. Now, I'm sorry to say that my financial decisions didn't really improve too quickly. I would buy clothes I didn't need, eat out way too much, and generally have nothing to show for myself after payday. Now, I've learned some hard lessons over time, mostly through necessity, and I'd like to think that I have a much better understanding on how to run my finances now, but occasionally I will buy something with no purpose and no positive impact. I'm only human, right? When we think about those living in poverty, though, and how they spend their money, how would you feel if they spent what little they had on something wasteful? Now, there's this classic comedic line that goes, "I didn't want to give some money to the homeless person I walked past because they would just spend it on drugs and alcohol." But then I realized, well, that's what I would spend it on. So why do we have greater expectations on people living in poverty than we would put on ourselves? What is really difficult to stomach is the reality that many people living in poverty in Asia or Africa, they handle their money so much better than most Australians would. There have been numerous studies done which show that a cash injection to a family living in poverty, rather than being spent on alcohol, drugs or gambling, that goes towards education and health. Exactly what you would hope the money gets spent on. And if the money can be in the form of a small loan to fund an entrepreneur who can start a business and work her way out of poverty, well, even better. It's easy to forget that we can learn a great deal from other people, especially those living in poverty. They can teach us so much about how to handle our finances well.